Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurumedeva Sarvakarashi Sarvada. Om Ganganapate Namaha. Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Shri Hanumate Namaha. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 20th of April 2025. We are running out of time. I just make a few comments here and we'll stop in just 5 minutes here. In the Vivekchudamani, we have been examining verse 77. In verse 77, Bhagwan Shankaracharya Ji Maharaj, Adi Jagat Guru Shankaracharya Ji Maharaj is giving a warning. He's giving his understanding about the serpentine field of the Vishayas, meaning that the Vishayas can create poisonous reactions within us with all kinds of problems. So to move from there, to cross from that Maya, from that entangled state of the Vishayas, to the shores of unbroken awareness, akhanda awareness, like unbroken realization of Brahman. This is the transition of Vivekchudamani. So Shankaracharya Ji prescribes the sixfold discipline. We talked about some of those before, beginning with Sham and Dhamma, quietness, sensory restraints, etc., so that the mind ceases the taste of the object even though in sight. The running after the objects, the wanting of just that experience, it subsides. It's not suppressed, but it subsides. So each voluntary withdrawal attenuates the centrifugal pull of phenomena. Centrifugal pull of phenomena means that the outside world is like a vortex. It's pulling us constantly inside there again and again. That is called the centrifugal pull of phenomena. And so when we do voluntary withdrawal, that happens due to Gnan, due to understanding. The intellect begins to invert upon its own luminous substrate. Luminous substrate meaning what? That the Brahman, that the Atman that you are, the consciousness, the intellect, our buddhi goes back to that again, to its substrate. It is an inversion inside. So there's extroversion and there's inversion. And as the inversion begins to happen outside the physical, subtle, causal, the Jagrat Sapna Sushupti, then one begins to come upon Sat Chit Ananda, that which is actually the case, the actually real, Satyam, that Anantam Brahman begins to reveal itself. But this withdrawal is not a withdrawal from life. It is a stability of the mind in every situation, but realizing how the samsara is a centrifugal pull of phenomena. Centrifugal means, how you have a centrifuge and it keeps spinning in chemistry. So then everything goes to the center. If you've ever seen in the chemistry laboratory, they put some kind of a spinning magnet underneath the beaker and it spins all the water. So it actually spins all the content into one point. That's called a centrifuge. Similarly, the centrifugal pull of phenomena means that the outside world is pulling us in the outside world more and more and more and more. That's what that expression means. So the centrifugal pull of phenomena meaning external experience. Simple example: you're watching something on this TV, Netflix, Hulu, something, and you really get into it, and it pulls the individual. We've all experienced that. We like some show, and we just want to go further. That's called a centrifugal pull. You don't want to move away from that, and that happens in many situations in life like that. So the vairagyam is where, even though that experience is there, one is not pulled by the experience, because you realize that is just a temporary experience. There's realization about the experience, and that's what creates the withdrawal and an inversion back into the luminous substrate. The luminous substrate is the foundation on which all of existence is present. So it's like it's like the screen of a movie theater, something like that. But it's a substrate. It's a luminous. It is Chidananda, Satchidananda, the self-luminous substrate. So the intellect gets pulled back into the Soham, I am the Brahman. When the sense object's hypnotic power is broken, the poison of duality loses its sting. see this point carefully. Right? So the sense objects are causing a type of hypnosis. The sense objects' hypnotic power. Amazing. They have hypnotic power to hypnotize us. That is broken by Gnan, Vairagya, Sham, Dam, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan, Shat Sampati. All the sadhana shown by Shankaracharya Ji breaks this hypnotic power. And what happens? The poison of duality loses its sting. S-T-I-N-G. The stinging of duality, Dvaita Bhav. That Dvaita Bhav, I am this, somebody is that, I'm, the dualistic bhavana is a stinging. So that generates all the poison. So that is gone. And the contemplative, meaning the individual who is contemplating, discovers that the sakshin, the witness, was never truly endangered, only misidentified. It's misidentification. The sakshin is always self-luminous. It's not that the Atma will become self-luminous at some point. No, it's not a becoming, like the mind becomes more developed. Not like that. The Atma Tattva is eternally, constantly self-luminous. That is its point. Okay, so let's stop here for now. We'll go into this further tomorrow. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurumedeva Sarvakarishu Sarvada. Om Ganganapate Namaha Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Aim Rim Klim Chamundai Viche Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanya Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Hrim Swaha. Om Shri Radha Krishnar Panamastu.